Hi, Leo Drager here. I want to thank everyone for all of the connecting, the commenting. This thing is really starting to come together, so I just want to extend my personal thanks. I want to show you a couple tools here. I'm going to do a net sessions, okay, and it says 0 system error 5 has occurred, access is denied. So what does that mean? Does that mean you give up? Or let's get around that error, okay? So let's just do something simple. CMD, let's try, whoops, not that one. It's force of habit, folks. I go through these relatively quickly here by subconscious level here. So let's do CMD, don't hit enter. And I want you to right-click the program and do a run as administrator. Okay, so even though I'm logged in as administrator, I'm now choosing to run it as administrator, net sessions, and it says there are no entries in the list. That's much, much, much different than access is denied. Okay, so let's say that you didn't know what that was. Okay, let's go to Google net sessions. Now we could obviously pull help files or something like that, but in this case we could just do right to TechNet, and I try to give you a variety of different ways in which you can find the answers to your questions. So this manages the server computer connections. This command has actually been around for quite some time. I've used it since the Windows NT 4.0 days. Used without permissions, net session displays information about all sessions on the local computer. So you got net session, computer name, and then delete. Okay. Great to know. Let's try that. Okay. We're going to go get rid of the access is denied. And so let's find out. Let me ask you, how would we find out our computer name? If you were thinking host name, you were correct. All right. So net sessions / CEH-Windows 7. Boom. This session does not exist with that computer name. You can do a net help message if you want. I'd find it much easier here just to kind of go over and keep reading the help file. Oh, and actually it's net session, not net sessions. Let's try that. Oh, nope, no different there. Okay, using net session can result in the loss of data. You might want to warn users before you disconnect them. Okay, so what it sounds like it's doing is that if another computer is connected to my computer, then we can delete or remove their session. In other words, force them to log off. Well, when would you want to force a whole bunch of people to auto disconnect? How about if you were rebooting a server? Would you want to remove everybody, see if anybody kicks and screams, see if there's just idle connections in the list, or force everybody off of it? Well, in a production environment, we always have to go through change control if you want to do something as simple as reboot a server. However, there are certain instances where if nobody's using it or if it's in the middle of the night and change control is not available and you do need to do a quick reboot for whatever whatever you want, okay, you can do a net sessions and see who has an active session and basically see how long they've been idle on their session with the computer. That way, if you reboot the server, chances are when they come in the next morning, they just have to reconnect and they'll never skip a beat. Now, of course, it's also going to depend on, what's the role of the computer. If it's a domain controller or a logon server, that's clearly going to have a different impact if it's just something as a file or a print server or something like that. So nonetheless, I want everybody to know the command exists. It's net sessions. It views who's connected to your computer, and it's a great way of basically just probing the network and seeing how busy some of that session traffic is. Now, if you really wanted to, thrill me here, somebody should write a version of this in a graphical format, something like an ether ape, so you could see, all of the connections in a visual format and see people adding and dropping and things like that. That would be a great graduate project if you ask me, especially for a forensics tool. All right, so my name's Leo Drager. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all in the comments. Be sure to comment, share, and ask questions because this is the place where learning happens.